Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll learn indentation and comments. Indentation is space at the beginning of a code line. Indentation is used for code readability in other programming languages, whereas in Python, it is used to refer a block of code and it is important to follow indentation. Comments are used for in-code documentation, that is to explain the code, and it starts with hash. For multi-line comments, either insert hash for each line or use multi-line string. Comments are also used for code readability. By commenting the code, we can skip the execution of the code. Now let's see the demo. Go to our IDE PyCharm, go to our project practice, new Python file, and let's name it Indentation and Comments Demo. Now let's write indentation and comments demo, and to comment this line of code, go to the beginning and insert hash. So this is how we create comment. Now let's create two variables, a equal to 4, b equal to 2. We'll learn more about variables in the next lecture. Now let's create a condition. If a is greater than b, print a is greater than b. Control S to save the file, and to run the file, right click, run indentation and comments demo. So you can see a is greater than b because 4 is greater than 2, so that's the reason we are seeing this output in the console. If you notice here, there is a space at the beginning of the print function. This is called indentation. So now let's copy the same line of code and let's remove the indentation here. Control S and run the file. So you get indentation error because we missed the indentation at the beginning of this line. So that is the reason why it is so important to follow indentation in Python. Now let's add the comment here, so that way this will be useful for you guys when you refer in the future. So the reason we get indentation error because we skipped the space at the beginning of the line near the print function. Now let me copy the same code. We can comment these two lines of code in two number of ways. The first one, we can insert hash for each line, or we can give multi-line string as well. So the first way is for multi-line comments, insert hash for each line or use multi-line string. This is called multi-line string. Okay, now let me copy the same code and paste it again. Let me give one more space for this print function. So here, if you notice, there is only one space, and here we have two number of spaces. We can give any number of spaces within different blocks of code. This is one block of code and this one is another block of code. So now let me copy this line of code and let me copy this last line and paste it again, and let me give one more space here. So this is one block of code. Within the same block of code, we have to follow the indentation. Let me save this, Control S, and run the file. We get indentation error near line number 28. Okay, let me add the comment here. We get indentation error because within the same block of code, we have to follow the same indentation. Let me remove this space and run it. Now you can see a is greater than b and a is greater than b. If we give one more space, if it doesn't follow the indentation within the same block of code, then we get indentation error. So in the next lecture, we'll learn variables. All right, see you in the next lecture.